Hi guys, I'm going to take my Nuna Pippa Lite apart to wash it. So I've got my Cybex apart. I did that in the previous video. I'm going to take the Nuna apart and wash it. Yes, I'm going to wash the belts. I'm going to preface and start this from saying I'm going to wash the belts. This car seat is already expired. I don't think I mentioned that in another video. The car seat itself is expired. These straps, you can tell a baby has had like milk because they're kind of crusty and they have that feeling to them if they got wet at some point. So they do need to be, they're nasty. They needed to be replaced if you were going to use this. Like, I would not use a used restraint with a real baby, but this is going to only be used for dolls. And like I said, the car seat's already expired. So first off, there's these two snaps on the sunshade, as well as there's the spot to push in, and that just literally pops out. Same on the other side, a little button to push in and pull up. If I can get it to pull up, there we go. And Velcro. We're done. We're gravy. And then we just pull that bar out. And here's the sunshade. So I'm going to wash these together. And then I let all of this stuff air dry together. So that was super easy. That is probably the easiest sunshade I've ever taken apart. So from what I understand, these are super easy to get on and off as well. Let's see how easy that is. I can feel, there's a snap. I'll do this side first. There's a snap right here. And you literally just pop it off. And then there's one at the bottom too. So pop it off. I can feel it right here. Like I said, I'm a weakling right now. There we go. Get over to this side, pop this one off. And we'll go underneath and undo the buckles. Because as I said, these are kind of nasty. So this part will not come out because it is sewn on. So do that. If I can get this off, let's see. So I'm going to try to get the crotch buckle off too. Like I said, I am going to wash the whole thing. It's an expired car seat. I'm not too concerned about it. Or take it back. There's 2 months left on it. It's an expired car seat. So I got the crotch buckle out. I'm going to do what I usually do. I'm just going to, like I said, I know as a former CPST, you do not wash the harnesses. You do not wash, you don't wash the harnesses. But I'm going to wash the harness on this because it is nasty. And like there's dried on milk in the chest clip. So once again, like literally back to like when I was talking about the car seat itself when I got it, using it for my dolls, like you're not supposed to use it without the this one you're not supposed to use without the base. I'm fine with using it without the base purely because it's for a doll. Okay, these should, they make it so you can't get them off. Usually these slide out easily. All right, let's take the cover off first. Like I said, I was told they're super easy, and so far, yep, that seems to be true. There's lots of crumbs underneath. And you can see that there has either been nastiness or food. Where does this go through? Oh, that pops off. Nice. So apparently this piece is just part of the harness or the car seat itself. So right down here, there's this little spot. You push the button and it pops off. And that's how easy it was to take the cover off. Now let's see if we're going to be able to get the harness off. I'm able to get these tongs off. Like it wants to come through and it partially slides off, but I don't know if it's because it's coming at an angle. Keeps wanting to pull the one side but not the other. I don't know if I'm caught on something on that. I was caught on something. Let's see if I bend it backwards. I'm hoping getting some of this stuff will help so that kind of help rekindle a little bit my want and desire to take my dolls out and do things with them. Oh, there we go. Part of it is I'm still a weakling. I have both corners. Why do I have to wiggle this out little by little? There we go. Got one hurdle, now I got another. Hopefully this one, there we go, that one's easier. And I do not recommend washing harnesses once again. I will reiterate, if you are taking this apart to wash for your own child, do not wash the harness. If the harness is so bad, it's so soiled, or anything of that nature, I suggest you contact the manufacturer about getting it replaced. Oh, this is where the fun part is. There's this little spot down here. I forgot let's get that up and out first. Forgot a screwdriver. Used to have one in here and I don't know what happened to it. Okay, we're gonna have the same problem as the other one. Yeah, this, you can see that there's been like milk or something on it. Nasty. There we go. There we go. And it's folded over on itself. That's why it doesn't want to go through, but then it doesn't want to flatten out. Let's try using this tongue to pull it out. But yeah, I do not recommend using used car seats for a real life child. I know some people are like, well, what about those that don't have the funds? There are a lot of programs that help get car seats. They might not be a Nuna Pippa. They might not be a Graco. They might be the bargain basement, cheapest made. Not, they're still safe. Even flow. Like when I did car seat checks, that was easy. This place that I got my certification through in North Dakota for my CPST, they had a contract with Evenflow, and they were the cheapest fabric. Like, they were inexpensively made, should I say, not cheap. They were inexpensively made. They sold them to Save Kids in the Save Kids program that I was using. They sold them to them in bulk, and they sold them to them in bulk. Come on, pop out. Your other side popped out so easily. There we go. So I got the straps out. But they sold them in bulk. They had, they didn't have plush fabric. They didn't have bells and whistles. They didn't have like headrests. They didn't have body pillows. They didn't have cushy fabrics. They didn't even have infant seats. Like, if it was a lower income family coming in, it was a convertible seat. And they were super lightweight convertible seats at that. That way the families could move them easily. But typically you go through a program. I know before my son was born, we actually went through a first-time parents car seat class. And at the end of the class, they gave us one of these even flow car seats. And that wasn't even for low income. That was just the hospital my son was born at. They offered this program. And then what I ended up doing is we didn't need the car seat. So I ended up donating it to a friend of a friend who was a lower income. She went through the program herself and got one car seat for herself. But she was like, I don't mind the seat. It's a pain in the butt to go between my husband's and my car. And I'm like, you know what? I have that same car seat and you actually like it. I don't really need it. My husband, basically, I was a semi car seat fanatic before my kids were born. It got worse after my son got born. But I did a lot of research and such for the car seats that we used. And I personally did not care for this car seat. Like I said, when my kids were in convertibles, they had Britax. Safety, we use safety first. So there's nothing against like safety first. I think Winnie is a safety first. I can't remember what other brands fall under the Durrell umbrella. Moxie Cozy does, I know that. The Costco brand car seats. But we used with my kids the safety first complete airs. They had like these big head pillows. My kids loved those. We had Britaxes. We had Gracos. We did have the even flow, this even flow one. I didn't care for it. We did have another even flow for harness to booster forward facing only seat that I loved that seat. It's just this convertible. I could never get the right angle to rear face on my kids in the car with that car seat. So that's why I hated it. But she loved that seat. So I gave her mine. But there are programs typically that you might have to take a class that's about an hour long. And at the end of the class, they will gift you some sort of, it's usually a convertible since it'll last the longest, car seat. So even at that, like buying car seats off of like Facebook Marketplace, like even buying like a cheap Nuna Pippa are about $50 to $25, and those ones are either expired or about to be expired. So to me, it's not worth the risk. If you're gonna pay $25, $50, go to Walmart, buy that $25, $50 Costco or even flow car seat. It might not have all the bells and whistles. And in all honesty, guys, sometimes like there are so many knockoffs now that might look like a Nuna, but it's not a true Nuna. So I wouldn't risk it, but I'm going to be washing all this and I will see you all later. Bye.